going to look something like this. You're going to get a bunch of strips, and it runs you about $5. Now, the amount that you use for this trick is very, very small, so you're going to find millions upon millions of performances with this. With that being said, go out and get your poster putty, because this is the best thing that works. Okay, so now we know what the gimmick is. There's a couple different ways to get into play. One, you can have the ball just attached to your wristwatch. You can have it behind your thumbnail like that, so you can still do other things with your hands, but always have that ready. Or if you're just going to do this as a standalone effect, just go ahead and put the ball in your hand, just like that, and it really takes a second to make that snake type of thing there, and then you go ahead and place it on your finger, and you're good to go. And then you can still do other effects. This is how everything works. You have two rubber bands. This one is broken in half with the right piece in front of the left piece. So when you close it together, your fingers need to go like that. Once again, this piece on the right side, and then this obviously just mimicking this. So you show two pieces. You take one, place it in your mouth. Take the other piece, display it again. Take your finger, point it straight out, so your gimmick is there. And for the sake of explanation, I'm going to go like this. And I'm going to take this out of my mouth for a second. So this hand's going to come over, loop it around, and your fingers are just going to press those pieces up against the putty there. So you just did that. Two pieces, one in the mouth. First finger comes out, gimmick's there. This comes over, presses it up against the putty really quick, and just releases. Second rubber band goes over the finger, mimicking the first action of the first rubber band. And now what's going to happen is you're going to show two of them here, gesture with two, take one off your finger, it being the small one in this case, and this is what's going to happen from behind. Your middle finger is going to come over, and it's going to pinch just like this, and your thumb pulls that down just like that. The other rubber band comes over the top, and as soon as it goes in between, your thumb's going to come back up with that piece and stick it to the putty. Okay? So now it's basically finished there. Here, and you say, watch, this is what we're going to do. And that was the movement of flicking that band off, that little band. You're going to take the small band then, and you're going to bring it roughly to here first, and drag it towards your fingers. And your objective is to get this band in between that small piece right there, just for a second. And as it comes over and goes right in between that, like that, your thumb is going to come back over and just kind of not really stick it in the place, but just lift it upwards. Okay? So it's like this, the hand comes over, boom, as soon as it touches there, the thumb comes over and just holds it in play for right now. Okay? So you're like this, you're going to bring this rubber band in between your two fingers. Just like that. So after you drape it over, this is going to go in between your two fingers, and pause for a second. Now, I call this trick slingshot because you're doing it kind of in a slingshot manner to get them to attach. Now from here you just have a small one and a big one. But what's going to happen is this hand's going to come over, everything is being pressed very firmly in the back, because once this passes down through, your thumb needs to reinforce that little piece onto the putty, just so you can release everything in a natural manner. So this hand's going to come over, take the band here, and say 1, 2, and at the same time on 3, these fingers are going to release the tension between the band, and it's going to just pop right through, just like that. At the same time, you're abruptly going to pull the band down. At the same time, this reinforces the bands on the putty on the back, so you can release after you come back up. This thumb now can be released from the back, and those pieces are going to stay in play, just like that. So now, basically the rest is just going to be just subtleties, just like that, little pop. Just don't go too hard, obviously, because of the putty. The next move I do is I take the band here, I twist it around as my thumb comes over, places my fingers on the pieces, and I stretch. And I draw all the attention to the center, just like that. Okay? Band comes back over, gives it a pop, and the thumb can be released again. Then from there, I come over and I just prove that this band is intact by pulling and actually just bringing this hand back and pulling again. I'm just pulling on that one strand over and over to give the illusion I'm going all the way around the band. So at speed, it looks like something like this. We just prove that it got attached. The bands are linked right into the center. Okay, you can see all the way around the band in the middle. Now the only way to get it off is to actually break one of the bands. So as I come over, I'm going to pretend I'm going to bite down on the bands. I pull tension now. I bring my hand in really close to this top band where it's attached, like this, and I pull tension, just like that. So if I pull hard enough, this band is just going to snap off that putty. But I want to act like I'm biting through it. So this is what I do. I take this hand, I go right into the maybe a half of an inch pinch, and then I pull. So now if I release this thumb, this putty is just going to fly off that putty. So in the action of going to bite, I actually go ahead and put it in my mouth, go into the center, and with my mouth closed, I go like that. But what really happens is I release this thumb in my mouth. So it even gives the sound of you biting through it and it's snapping. So this is what it sounds like and looks like. But I'll do it exposed so you can get the idea. So we're going to go ahead and go through those steps one more time and just make sure everyone has it.
I will.